I'm here sui juris in propria persona. I reserve all rights. I, Jonathan Troy Fayetteville Colin Schuster, comma beneficiary and sovereign, and here under fraud, menace, and duress. Fiduciary.
You forgot to mention Superglue Somalia. Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. This one was suggested by several viewers and features a sovereign citizen type from Washington that I've discussed before, Jonathan Schuster. He's the guy who insisted he was an American Samoan, which he claimed made him an American national. Despite his confusion and the script he reads from his phone, U.S. laws still apply to American nationals. I've already covered his arraignment, and today we'll be looking at 2 additional hearings. Let's get started.
This is a Social Security Cestacate Trust action, which you are now a real party and interest to. I'm here sui juris in propria persona. I've challenged the jurisdiction of this court, and I don't understand, so I do need some questions answered. Is there a bond on this matter?
I believe you were PR. Actually, bail was set at $2,000.
There is a bond on this matter, correct?
Yes, there is.
Okay, and so is my Social Security number attached to these charges in any way?
I don't believe so.
You don't believe so?
I don't have any record of your Social Security number. So as far as I know, I don't know your Social Security number.
No, I'm saying, is my Social Security number attached to these charges in any way?
Only in the extent that it's connected to your driving history.
So is that a yes or a no?
In some way, shape, or form, your Social Security number is in the system with records on you. That is true.
Okay, so you just told me there was a bond, which means this is commercial court.
It's not commercial
Now
court.
you're saying that my Social Security number is attached to these charges. And so, which means this is a Cestacate Trust action, which you are a real party and interest to. And I just told you I was the beneficiary. You're supposed to be charging the trust. You're not charging the beneficiary. And if you're creating bonds against my trust without my permission, I don't understand. Are you saying you're committing fraud trust?
Well, that really depends. Are you planning to explain to the informed people in the room what a fraudulent trust actually is? Because based on your past statements, it seems like even basic terminology becomes a challenge for you. In the previous video, for example, you confidently insisted that the judge was somehow practicing bench from the law, which didn't make sense on any level. It was yet another moment that showed how little you understand about the legal system. Despite speaking as if you're uncovering some deep truth, your pattern is predictable. You throw out complicated-sounding phrases, hoping they'll intimidate others or make you appear knowledgeable. But instead, they just highlight how lost you are. Instead of clarifying your points or providing evidence, you lean on buzzwords and imaginary concepts that collapse the moment someone with actual expertise takes a closer look. So, before you start lecturing the room, maybe take a moment to understand what you're talking about. Otherwise, the only thing you'll accomplish is proving once again that you're more interested in sounding clever than in being accurate.
Noted.
You cannot enter a plea for somebody. That is, practicing bench from the law.
But honestly, come on now. You clearly spent time putting together that little script of yours and loading it onto the phone that, let's be honest, is doing most of the thinking for you. With all that preparation, the least you could have done was avoid relying on imaginary concepts that fall apart the moment someone asks a basic question. It's almost impressive how confidently you present these made-up legal theories, as if repeating them loudly enough will magically turn them into real law. You scroll through your notes like they're ancient secrets. Yet every claim you make dissolves faster than a soap bubble the instant it's examined by anyone with even a modest understanding of how the legal system works, instead of grounding your arguments in anything factual. You cling to these fantasy ideas that have already been debunked 1,000 times. And the funniest part is that you act surprised every single time when a judge or an attorney refuses to entertain them. It's like watching someone insist that the rules of chess don't apply, because they declared themselves a sovereign knight, and then getting confused when the game continues normally. So next time you decide to prepare a grand presentation, maybe try using real information instead of the legal equivalent of imaginary friends. You'd save yourself a lot of embarrassment, and the rest of us wouldn't have to sit through another performance of your self-written courtroom.
I'm saying that you are subject to the jurisdiction of this court.
This matter cannot move until you've proven jurisdiction, and you failed to do so. And if you cannot prove jurisdiction, then this matter needs to be dismissed with prejudice, because this is a commercial matter. I'm a non-U.S. citizen American national by way of American Samoa. I'm beneficiary. I'm here sui juris and propria persona, and we cannot move any further on this matter until this is either dismissed with prejudice or you can prove jurisdiction.
So what would you like to do with your case? I assume, Mr. Parent, that you are not representing?
So this man cannot speak for me.
Okay, he's not speaking for you, but I am asking him a direct question, so I need you to let him answer.
Okay.
Yes, so the court did appoint us on this matter, but it sounds like he does not want my office to represent him, so I'm happy to withdraw.
You can dismiss yourself.
So would you like to represent yourself in the matter, Mr.
Please
Schuster?
do not tell me to shut up. You can dismiss yourself.
So he can't dismiss himself, only I can dismiss him. I'm asking you if you wish to have an attorney or if you wish to represent yourself.
This is a trust or sophisticated trust action. And so I'm here sui juris and propria persona. You know what that means. And so we can prove
Don't know what it means because it's nonsense, but nonetheless.
Prove jurisdiction, or we can dismiss this matter with prejudice.
So I'm not going to do that today. Here are your choices. You can have Mr. Parent represent you. You can choose to obtain private counsel, or you can represent yourself. Let's start there. Which of those
Nobody's
three?
going to represent me. I can present myself, as I said.
So you wish to go pro se? I don't need you to read the script. I need you to tell me if you wish to go pro se.
I told you, I'm here sui juris and propria persona.
Ms. Roberts, are you there?
Yes, Judge.
My inclination is to set this matter over and see if Mr. Schuster wants to give it another shot with his attorney or go pro se. It looks like this is the first pretrial. I suspect he's not prepared to set for trial today.
What is the first one? There's no plead.
Okay, I'm not speaking to you, so you're going to have to wait. I'm speaking to Ms. Roberts.
I mean,
Judge, I would ask that we set this matter over 1 week.
Okay. Do you want to come back to court in 1 week and try again?
we can finish this matter now.
We can't.
There's no need to
We
move
can't.
this any further because
So here's
it's
the
not
thing.
proven jurisdiction.
Here's the thing. It's not my position today to have to prove jurisdiction to you.
It is. It is your position because
It's
it is
not.
on the courts.
And I'm also not going to argue with you.
There's no
So
argument.
I'm going to have you come back to court in 1 week.
There's nothing you can prove that you have jurisdiction. This man does not speak for me.
So we're going to come back to court on July
That doesn't work.
1st.
That date doesn't work
Why doesn't it work for you?
because I'm a man. I have.
All right. That brings us to the end of the first hearing. Fortunately for him, he didn't end up trying to arrest the judge or accuse anyone in the courtroom of assaulting him, something he's been quick to claim in the past whenever things don't go his way. Unfortunately for him, though, his attempt to dismiss his own case didn't achieve anything. Despite all his declarations about the court lacking jurisdiction, he still found himself right back in the very same courtroom, facing the very same judge. Under the same laws, he insists somehow don't apply to him. It's almost like reality simply refuses to bend to his personal theories, no matter how passionately he repeats them. So while he may believe he's exposed some grand legal loophole, the court proceedings continue to move forward exactly as they do for everyone else, because claiming you're outside the system doesn't magically place you above.
Yes. With threats from your end, and I have no more time for this matter. And unless you can prove jurisdiction, There's no need for this matter to move any further.
But you're gonna come back on July 1st at 9 a.m. If you don't come back on July 1st,
Are you
then
threatening me now?
I'm telling you, there's gonna be a bench warrant issued if you don't show
You're
up. So
threatening me now.
I'm giving you the choice of showing up
No,
or a
I'm
bench
giving
warrant
you the
issuing.
choice to finish this matter now or be responsible for your actions.
We'll set this for July 1st. I'm
Would you like
gonna,
to be responsible for your actions and set this further? Because you can do that, or you can dismiss this matter with prejudice.
I'm not gonna do that today. So July 1st, 9 a.m., back in this courtroom.
Threatening me. Abigail, what's the reason for the threats, Abigail? You violated my rights enough.
We'll just hold Speedy for this
You
week, Ms.
violated my
Roberts.
rights enough. This matter needs to be dismissed with prejudice,
We'll see you back on July 1st,
or else what? You're going to threaten me?
or else the court will issue a bench
So
warrant.
you're threatening me now, Abigail.
I am telling you your
I'm telling you
options.
this matter needs to be dismissed with prejudice because you cannot prove jurisdiction. This is a
Signature
separate
here.
trust action.
Signature here,
You're trying
please,
to
sir.
commit fraud.
Sir,
You're
Mr.
trying to
Schuster.
commit fraud. Miss, I'm
So-
speaking with Abigail.
You're done.
No,
you're
you
done.
can't tell me I'm done.
I
This
can.
is no, you don't have power to do that.
Your court case is over.
You don't have power to do that.
Sir, your hearing is over. If you don't take your paperwork and leave the courtroom, we'll have you remanded into custody.
You're threatening me now,
I'm
even more
Giving
so
you
than
a
you already
choice.
were. And if anybody tries to touch me, I'll charge them with assault and battery. So I will be gone because this matter.
The reality is straightforward. The moment you decided to operate a vehicle on roads built, maintained, and funded by the public whether city, county, or state you entered into a social contract with the government entities responsible for those roads. This agreement isn't just an idea rooted in common law. It's reinforced by statutory law and supported by multiple articles and amendments of the U.S. Constitution, with the 10th Amendment being one of the most relevant. In other words, you don't get to use publicly funded infrastructure while simultaneously claiming you're exempt from the rules everyone else follows. That's not how any functional legal system works, and it's certainly not how jurisdiction magically disappears. If someone genuinely wants to avoid any interaction or contract with government authority, then the solution is simple. Stay home and avoid public resources entirely. But as long as you're driving on public highways, you're participating in the system, whether you acknowledge it or not. Reality isn't optional, no matter how passionately you argue otherwise.
480525748.
For the record, this man.
Why don't you come up to council table, please, so we can create a record?
No, I don't want to give you any personal jurisdiction, so I'll stay right here.
No, you'll come to the council table if you would like to be heard and make a record. So you need to come up and turn on the microphone.
No, I don't need to do that for me to be heard.
We are audio recording, so to be heard, you need to come up to the table and sit with the microphone.
You don't have to. I don't have to come up there for you to hear me. You can hear me perfectly fine.
I can hear you, but we are creating a court record, which is audio recording.
Jurisdiction by doing what you said because you don't have jurisdiction over me. And so, for the record,
Mr. Schuster,
I reserve all rights.
I did put Mr. Parent as standby counsel. Right now, you don't represent yourself. You have standby counsel.
Appoint counsel to me
Well,
without my permission. He has no permission to be my counsel. I am here sui juris, appropriate persona. I, Jonathan Troy Faifuleo Somalia Colin Schuster, am here under fraud, menace, and duress. I've made a special appearance to this court for those reasons. I've challenged the jurisdiction of this court, and you have not answered that challenge, Ms. Jennifer. And so I have some questions for you.
well, right
Are you
now,
able to answer them?
I am not here to be interrogated by you. You are
Well,
under
I
the
just don't
jurisdiction
understand
of this.
what's going on here.
I think you understand and you choose not
I
to
do
take
not
in the information.
understand
Okay, well,
what's going on
Mr.
here.
Schuster,
I don't understand the nature and cause of what's going on. I don't understand how you can practice law from the bench. I don't understand how you can appoint counsel when I've told you over and over and over again that I am here sui juris, appropriate persona. I'm here of my own right, in my proper person. He does not have my permission to represent me in any way.
Well, it doesn't sound like you know how to represent yourself either, which you would,
represent myself.
well, you would. Either you have counsel or you are acting pro
Represent
se.
myself. And so, like I have told you, I'm here sui juris and propria persona. I have challenged the jurisdiction of this court. You have not answered that challenge. We cannot move any further until you've answered that challenge. Is this common law jurisdiction, or is this an admiralty maritime jurisdiction?
Either. So,
Right.
Mr. Schuster, this is Carmen McDonald. I'm the prosecutor on this particular case. I think with where we're at right now, as you're being charged with an offense, I can barely hear you, which means the record that you're trying to make is not being picked up and not being recorded. So everything you're saying is not being preserved unless you go to the table up there near the microphone. So that's number one.
For the record, I reserve
if you would
all my
like-
rights. If you
I will
step up so you can hear me better, and I will
None of
speak
it's being
louder. I will
preserved.
speak louder so you can hear me, but I reserve all my rights, and I'm speaking much louder than anybody else prior to me has spoken.
Mr.
So I just
Schuster,
want to make sure the reporter can hear
you
me.
are making legal arguments. All right? You are making legal arguments. They should be preserved for the record, which means it needs to be picked up and recorded.
I will
so-
begin again so that the recorder can
Not
hear me.
choosing to be silent, you're choosing to make a legal argument. So we need to have that on the record.
For the record, I reserve all rights.
You've made that.
I, Jonathan, Troy, Faisal, Leaso, Malia, Toa, Colin, Schuster, have made a special appearance under fraud, menace, and duress. Fiduciary, Jennifer. I've challenged the jurisdiction of this court, which has not been answered. This is a Social Security Sestake trust action, which you are now a real party in interest to. This is a military admiralty jurisdiction under maritime law. However, you must realize that you have no such jurisdiction without also having a valid international contract in dispute. I am not aware of having entered in any international contracts, so I deny that any such contracts exist. Will you please instruct the prosecuting attorney to inform the court if there is such a contract? And if so, place it into evidence and explain how I'm party to it. And
You know, I'm starting to wonder if you're actually following any of this. Earlier in the hearing, the judge reminded you that you're currently on a deferred prosecution. That means you voluntarily entered into an agreement acknowledging the court's authority over your case. You agreed to follow the established laws of the state of Washington in exchange for that deferred status. So when you stand there insisting the court has no jurisdiction, you're essentially arguing against a deal you yourself accepted. You signed on to the conditions, you acknowledged the rules, and you confirmed that the court has the power to enforce them. That's why your position makes absolutely no sense. You're walking around claiming you're outside the system while simultaneously participating in a legal arrangement that only works because the system has authority over you. It's a contradiction so obvious that anyone paying attention can see it immediately. In short, you're trying to argue two completely incompatible things at the same time. And you don't seem to realize that you're the one tripping over your own claims.
27 in this case.
I understand that the city's bringing up whether or not you're able to proceed in this matter. So whether or not you're able to understand the nature of the proceedings and be able to assist your attorney or to represent yourself, you have to be able to meet that threshold. And the fact that I think it's not that you don't understand, I think it's you choose not to understand and that you have someone giving you information that you are spewing in court. So you're simply off base, but I don't know that it's due to a mental defect
we cannot
that
move
is causing you
forward
to not be able to
to challenge my competency because I have challenged the jurisdiction of this court,
We're
and you
not
have not
We're
proved
not dealing
jurisdiction.
in social security or contract
You
or
have to prove
maritime.
jurisdiction before we can move any further.
So that's just not how it works in this court, and
No,
I don't think
that's
you
how
have
it
the
works.
legal.
You must prove jurisdiction because I've challenged the jurisdiction. If you cannot prove jurisdiction, then I move to dismiss this matter with prejudice.
That's denied.
And so, Jennifer, Miss Jennifer, can you prove
I'm Judge Grant, so I'm going to have you.
Can you establish the jurisdiction? Can you prove jurisdiction?
Ms. McDonald, I don't know that this is him not understanding.
I do not understand the nature or cause.
Well, he doesn't have legal training, so that I think is
that does
clear.
not matter.
Well,
If I'm here sui juris and propria persona, I'm of my own right. I'm in my proper person. You've created a bond on this matter. You've attached my social security to this matter. You're trying to charge my trust without my permission, which is illegal. It's fraud, and I'm not going to stand for that. So you must prove jurisdiction before we can move any further. You've already tried to practice law from the bench, which is illegal. You cannot do. You've tried to assign counsel when I've given no power of attorney to anybody, and we cannot move further.
Honestly, I'd argue that you're the one limiting your own ability to work and support your household. Every time you choose to break laws you previously acknowledged as valid, you create another barrier for yourself. You keep insisting that providing for your family is your top priority. Yet your actions constantly undermine that claim. If responsibility truly mattered to you as much as you say it does, you'd stop engaging in behavior that drags you right back into the courtroom. At the very least, you'd handle the basic requirements that everyone else manages without turning it into a dramatic crusades, starting with getting a driver's license. Instead, you've chosen to isolate yourself from reasonable expectations and treat routine legal obligations as some kind of personal attack. It's not the system holding you back. It's your refusal to comply with the absolute minimum standards that allow society to function. In the end, your biggest obstacle isn't the lit's your own stubbornness. And it's costing you far more than you seem willing to admit.
so Ms. McDonald, what I think would be the next steps, I don't know if Mr. Parent, have you been able to provide any assistance to him on a standby basis?
No, Your Honor, he doesn't want any assistance.
Okay.
So I'd ask to withdraw his
So we could go through the colloquy, we can provide him with the form for rights. I don't know that he's going to choose to participate in that. But that would be the next step and set it for trial. So Ms. McDonald.
I don't have a problem setting it for trial. If he's going to waive counsel altogether, then I think we need to have him sign the waiver of right to counsel.
Absolutely. I'm just saying I don't know that he's going to participate in that process either.
Right. No, I understand
We have
that.
a speedy trial at
It is the
August
burden
9th.
of the state to prove jurisdiction. The prosecuting attorney has not done that. And so what we have here is we need to dismiss this matter with prejudice. And I motion to dismiss this matter with prejudice
Denied.
based on the fact that the prosecuting attorney has not proven jurisdiction.
Mr. Schuster, would you like to sit at this table away from council so that we can hear you on the
This isn't
microphone?
counsel.
Well, you could sit at this table if you'd like. There's a pen and a form and a microphone for you if you'd like.
We cannot move until jurisdiction has been proven.
Yeah, it should be a,
You've failed to prove in jurisdiction.
Jurisdiction is something that we prove at trial. It is a factual issue as well.
We cannot move any further until jurisdiction has been proven. And none of you have done that.
Right. So Mr. Schuster, did the court say that was end of August, or?
it was August 9th, is speedy trial.
So
And if you plan on having me back here, you're taking away from my ability to provide.
But of course, you'll sit there and present yourself as if you know exactly what you're doing, won't you? You'll act like a paragon of legal insight, flipping through your notes, reading from your phone, and repeating your rehearsed lines as if they somehow carry weight. All the while, Anyone with even a basic understanding of the law can see exactly what's happening. You're performing the role of a professional, while demonstrating, in every word and gesture, that you have no grasp of the concepts you're trying to argue. It's a strange kind of performance art, really. You speak with confidence, but the content contradicts itself at every turn. You insist on asserting authority in a courtroom where authority has already been legally established over you. You recite scripts as though memorization equates to comprehension, all while your arguments collapse under the lightest scrutiny. And yet, there you are, maintaining that facade, looking like someone who's in control while everyone else sees the exact opposite. You've managed to turn what should be a straightforward legal proceeding into a display of contradictions, misinformation, and theatrical self-importance. In short, you've perfected the art of looking like a professional while proving, step by step, that you're anything but.
And I cannot just be coming back here because it takes my time away from working. And so if you want me back here, it seems that you have Zoom court available. I'm more than happy to make a special appearance via Zoom, but you're taking away my time and freedom to provide for my family.
Does the August term start August 6th, Your Honor?
It does.
So I would request we set it during August term.
All right, so Mr. Schuster, you've been charged with driving while your license was suspended in the 3rd degree and for operating a vehicle without the required ignition interlock device and refusing to comply with law enforcement officer. You are on a deferred prosecution in another court, and the consequences are extreme for you. You are subject to another court, and they could very well
get in trouble. You have to prove jurisdiction. You haven't done that, and you failed
obviously
to do that.
you believe that courts do have jurisdiction over you.
Obviously, you have to be able to prove it, and you haven't. And you can keep pushing it and doing this, but it's just a waste of time for everybody. I definitely understand that this is not what you think it is. And this is just a waste of time at this point. So whatever you need to do to prove jurisdiction, but I know you can. So if you want to waste more of everybody's time, go ahead. Because obviously I'm not going to allow you to threaten me anymore, which you've done.
Nobody's threatening you.
Yes, you're telling me if I don't appear, that you're going to put me into